welcome. Today, bitter melon, or bitter gourd, or Karela in India. So, what do we do with it? Wow, this is one of the best tools to get our vibration high and keep it there. So, I'll show you what I've been doing in the past few days and why. Why should we use a bitter gourd or a bitter melon? It's a funny looking thing, but in India and Asia, and especially in China, it's used daily. So, I thought I'd like to share. Well, let's keep it simple as always. In traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurveda, we balance things, use the opposites. So in the Western world, hey, we've all had a lot of sugar, a lot of sweet things in our diet when we're growing up, and hey, that's how it is. So the inevitable result of that, how do we get back to balance, is bitter. So if we can go from sweet to bitter, we become more centered and aligned. And of course, what's the best way? I always like to ask, what's the best way to do it? It might not always be the normal way, but I want the best. Because hey, you deserve the best for more awesomeness. So, got my trusty Enema kit. Guess what? We're doing bitter melon enemas today. Why? Well, bitter melon, they have some amazing properties, so many to list. But the two that really stood out for me that I'm sure will help everybody, especially anyone with any pancreas or blood sugar issues, and goddesses, please allow the Divine Masculine to make a few suggestions for, bring in some consciousness and feel it out, try it on for size, see how it works for you. Because bitter melon is the key for anti-hyperglycemic properties. What does that mean? That means the pancreas that has too much blood sugar spikes up and downs, which are those emotional ups and downs, can be balanced with bitter gourd. Simple, huh? Sound good? Yeah, I thought so too. So, the other thing that really, really stood out for me, because, as a Divine Masculine, we're trying to allow us to serve you and your path, and maybe help with the strategy a little bit. So, especially coming from someone with a trained electrician who has achieved Christ consciousness. So, energy just seems to fit basic physics, circuitry. How does it work in the body? This is a key. The other thing that really stood out was antiretroviral properties. What does that mean? I like to explain it to my inner 5-year-old child as simple as possible. Viral, okay, viruses, including HIV and yeast infections, anything that's a virus, which is anything in the bottom half of the body and in the gut, and retro and anti. So we can use bitter gourd either in a juice or in enema form, which is highly absorbed and much more efficient, because I like energy efficiency. Just makes more sense, right? Get it done quick and easy for more benefits. Antiretroviral. So those viruses that we've accumulated in the past, stored them in wherever they happen to be, we can use bitter melon as a remedy to go back through our childhood and get rid of those viruses that we accumulated. Now, in purification, in being the most important element of our spiritual path, then going back into your childhood and having a physical ritual to take out those viruses and those emotional impacts, that is just an amazing concept that I'm well on board with. And so think about that from an emotional and a practical point of view. To use a douche or an enema in, your vajayjay or yoni. We could do with a few more luscious names for that area. So feel free to share. Having a little bit of a flush with something beautiful and natural that can only help to clean out the viruses and the emotional impacts from former boyfriends. Yeah, former boyfriends and partners, and these are for the guys as well, because this has a really good urinary tract cleansing properties. I've certainly been noticing that in the last couple of days. Doesn't that sound fantastic? Because then we can be more present, more loving, have more energy flow through us, not getting stuck here, and then we can have more light and love and be more loving with our partners now and in the future. And how does that sound? I thought it sounded fantastic. Yeah, amazing, huh? And from something as simple as a funny little vegetable that you can get in, I found it in Indian and Chinese places here in Sydney, in Hurstville. So, okay, on with the process. Okay, the genius that occurred through me when I was in the store, in the fruit and veg shop, I'm like, I always like to stay open. And I'll ask myself, okay, what else? Is there something else that's here for me? And there's usually an answer. And my perception in recent times just goes, boom, that was it. Guess what it was? Cinnamon. What's the properties of cinnamon? Well, and cinnamon sticks in particular. Cinnamon sticks. They have properties of opening up the receptors in the gut and equalizing blood sugar and helping pancreas function. Yeah, that's a good combination. I'm going to do that. And then I thought, okay, what's the best way for me to do this? And because I'm mainly after parasites and viruses, so I thought, all right, there's a parasite formula from Bioceuticals range here in Australia, from health food stores everywhere, and that has Chinese wormwood, barberry, grapefruit, and black walnut hull. Perfect for parasites. So this one's called Paracea Forte. Gold, absolute gold. And what was the best way to put this all together? Okay, I decided that I'm going to get a 1 litre water bottle. I'll just put it in the kit, and I'll show you what I've been doing. So I've been getting a litre of fresh water and then soaking it overnight. So then all of the delicious properties are coming out and we're getting the most of them. So, cinnamon stick to absorb and love it, smells good. And when you can use it, I've been using this for like 3 days and it's still beautiful because remember it's simply a bar. So if you want to put it in your water, in your daily water bottle to increase your absorption and regular blood sugar control, therefore emotional control, is that a good idea to put it in the water bottle that you take, on your day? I think so. That one's going in. You can also put it in your lovely brew, bit of spiced cacao and some vanilla chai. Gorgeous. Beautiful. And I'm always asking, is there anything more? What else can I do? So I've got some of the melon I've chopped up here. Put, the seeds, and I like to put all of it in, get all the raw benefits. Beautiful. And I want to get maximum absorption of this. I've already got a few good things for absorption. Vitamin C. A simple lemon, especially what I found in nutrition and keeping it simply. Mix yellow the solar plexus with green. Hang on. Green, the color of the heart, loving yourself with all the amazing benefits and that every green product of Mother Nature has. With yellow in the solar plexus, it's a perfect combination. So, I've got some lemon juice that I've squeezed. That can go in. I'll put some in the kit as well. And also, super simple. Everything's super simple because we choose it that way. Grab one of the capsules, empty that in there. Lid. And of course, I want to combine that, shake it all up. Great, good to go. And then what occurred to me as well is, okay, we need to get this enema to body temperature. Always check body temperature. So, and of course for holistic healing, I want to get as many benefits as I possibly can. So I decided, or it occurred through me, the genius that occurred through me, is I've got my little stove here. You know, simmer away. Put some in there. Get that simmering for about 10 minutes or so. So then I'm getting the cooked benefits and the raw benefits as well. I know. Things that occur through you nowadays is phenomenal. So, also, of course, what do we want to do with our spiritual path and our body to get it as, you know, as beautiful condition as possible for a long, healthy, quality, thriving life? We want to break all boundaries. So what I found that's worked for me is by setting a big goal, say enlightenment, pretty big, then and you know, supercharging that with your heart and making it a strong disciplined focus, then all of a sudden little things just pop into your path and in through your mind. But the key is having the solar plexus clear, and this will certainly help to receive those messages, but more importantly, action them. Because the knowledge is good, it'll, you know, change the brain, but the programming is here in the solar plexus. So that's where we really got to get the action and the work done. So I'm hoping that this has stimulated your solar plexus to, you know, get it through to the ground, get it done, because there's no, in one of my dad's favorite sayings, no excuses. No excuses in the solar plexus. Just find a way, get it done. That's it, base chakra. Because until we start getting this routine and a practice, we don't have a spiritual path, I'm afraid. It's all in the head. And it gets to the solar plexus and then nothing happens, there's no action. So, what I found also, in order for me to take action, just going to switch that off, put that, strain that in nicely. And of course, if I can do it here, you can do it anywhere. Ideal. So, it's a melon. Super cheap, really easy, incredibly beneficial, and let's get rid of those emotional effects in the body that are stored there that we don't really need. How's that sound? More importantly, how does it feel? And how can I take action now to love myself, most importantly? So, question for me is, where am I going to love myself right now with this one? Beautiful.